Hi, and welcome to the next module of Pregnancy Announcement Empire. In this module, we are going to be doing the fun stuff. We're going to be creating our announcements using AI prompts. And basically, this is where your vision becomes a reality. In this lesson, I'll show you how to take a concept such as boho baby theme or a Christmas theme and turn it into a styled, professional-looking flat lay announcement image using AI tools. The tools we're going to be using are Ideogram and ChatGPT itself. Don't worry, you do not need to be an expert. I'm going to walk you through everything that you need to know. We will be touching on how you format your prompts, how to describe them in order to get the best results. We will then go over to Canva and I'll show you how you can polish your image, make it customizable, personalized for your end user as well. So without further ado, let's dive in now. So let's start with the anatomy of a great flat lay style pregnancy announcement image. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be walking you through the anatomy of a great flat lay prompt. So basically, here is what we want to include for every single one. We want to start with the tone and the theme. The theme is what's going to set that emotional vibe, whether it's boho, whether it's neutral, whether it's rainbow, whether it's Valentine's, Christmas, Independence Day, minimalist, whatever it is, that's the tone and the theme that we'll start with. Then we will want to include that centerpiece plaque that has the announcement on it. We always need to include that plaque, whether it is circular, whether it is a square plaque, whether it's heart-shaped, or anything else of that nature. We always have to have that plaque because that is where the important information goes. It's basically the focus of the scene and the editable area that your customer will want to personalize. So next, we want to include some props and accents. I have specified 3 main props, but that's up for discussion. That's really down to your own taste. It just works well for me. Basically, they are going to represent themes and it's going to lean into themes. So you're going to have things like baby booties, mittens, a rattle, a pacifier, a soft toy, a teddy bear. And generally, we always want to include space for a sonogram baby photo as well. That is also editable. Moving on to the accent items that we want to include. These are going to be more smaller decorative touches that are going to add some warmth, a bit of storytelling. So things like maybe flowers or leaves or glitter or confetti, stars, ribbons, or just tiny seasonal objects. Next up, we do want to reference things such as the backdrop and the lighting in order to create that emotional tone and that emotional mood. We might want to talk about things such as the material involved. Maybe you want soft linens or a velvet kind of feel or a tartan kind of background or a silk or satin feel. And then you also want to reference the lighting, the mood, the tone there. And lastly, we always want to specify that it's going to have it in square format. That is the format that mostly every single pregnancy announcement I've seen is as a square format. So we want to make sure we specify that. So these 6 kind of sections are our basic blueprint. This is our anatomy that we are going to use when we are creating our own prompts. So this will hopefully allow you to skip that guesswork and get right into it. So bearing all this in mind, let's move on to an example prompt. So for instance, Valentine's Day. So this prompt we have here, design a romantic, festive, flat lay, vet pregnancy announcement scene featuring a blank plush pink circular plaque at the center. Surrounding the plaque are heart patterned baby socks, a baby sonogram photo, tucked inside a love note in envelope, and a tiny plush heart. Accents like rose petals, red satin ribbons, and mini heart confetti are scattered with charm. The backdrop is cream velvet fabric, warmly lit for a sweet, love-filled mood. And then that ends with square format. So what we're doing here is we are painting a picture with words or creating a picture with words. So we've set the mood, we have the theme, so it is a Valentine's theme, romantic and festive. We might even wanted the words Valentine's in there if we are really honing in on that Valentine's niche. Then we've included the fact that we want that blank plaque there, the circular plaque at the center, because that is the kind of center image. And then we have those core props. So the props here are surrounded by patterned baby socks, a sonogram, and that love envelope and a tiny blush heart. And then we've got those accents as well to provide some more atmosphere and some more storytelling. And those are the rose petals, the red satin ribbons, and the mini confetti. Now, like I said, you can have more or less props. You can have more or less accents. You can tweak this as much as you like. Moving on, we then have mentioned the backdrop and kind of the lighting in a way. So the backdrop is cream velvet fabric and warmly lit for a sweet, lovely filled mood. And then lastly, we have mentioned the format. We want that square format. So what I'm going to do is we're going to actually take this prompt and we're going to plug it into the image generator within ChatGPT itself. And then we're going to use Ideogram AI. That's just basically my image generator of choice at the moment. You can definitely tweak these and use them within your image generator of choice because they're all going to follow that same format. And so then it's up to you. If you enjoy using Midjourney, then this prompt is going to work just as well over there. You just might need to tweak some of those additional settings. But I like Ideogram because it's quite plug and play, just gets right to it. Let's go ahead and bring this into ChatGPT first. So here we are. I have copied that prompt and I pasted it. And so we are just going to let it run its thing. And whilst that's doing its thing, so as you can see, now the creator mode has been engaged. So we'll just wait for that to do its thing. Whilst we're doing that, let's move on over to Ideogram. And then here, I am just going to... So Ideogram has a free version, but you're not going to be able to get as many designs that you need with that free version. So I'd definitely say at least upgrade to the first tier, which is, I believe, $9 or it's under $10 a month. So really good. Really, as you start to grow your shop, I think the $20 a month version is going to be really good for you. But have a look and see what works best for you at this time. So I am now pasting this here as well. And we want the aspect ratio to be 1:1. So I pasted that in there. We want the aspect ratio to be 1:1. I am going to use the 2.0 for realism and design. I'm going to keep it at default. I'm going to have 4 different images, but you can change the quality if you want to. You can change the model and just chop and change if you need to, as and how you need to. So I'm just going to have magic prompt on as well. And for the style, we will try realistic. So now we're going to just generate those. Okay, so I'm back and this is what ChatGPT has created for us. So really beautiful design. And we can see that it has featured that blank blush pink circular plaque. We have the baby socks. Well, we've only got 1 sock here. So maybe we might want to ask it to give us 2 socks. We have the baby sonogram in a love note envelope. We have that tiny plush heart. Then we've got the petals and the ribbons as well. So everything we've asked for and that heart confetti. So everything we've asked for has been there, really beautifully, tastefully arranged there. And what you might want to do is if you wanted to make sure that there were 2 socks there, then you would then just say, please add another baby sock to this image. And then hopefully it will then come back and do that for you. Now what we're going to do is we're going to hop on over to Ideogram and see what it has created. So as we can see there, we've got this the pink plaque, we've got the plush, we've got the sonogram in a envelope, we've got all of the lovely kind of velvet cover behind there, we've got the confetti and all of that. There are a few discrepancies here that I might not want, which would maybe make me not choose this one, but we've got 4 different options there, which is great. So moving on to this option, I feel like we've got too many socks here, but again, really nicely composed there. And then we've got this one, which could actually work quite well. And then this one, again, we've got 3 socks there. So we don't want those 3 socks, But that's something that we could then bring into Canva and do some kind of manipulation within Canva. But again, really lovely designs here. I think I might go for this one because it's got the 2 socks and everything else is really nicely arranged. Okay, so coming back to ChatGPT, we can see it's added those 2 socks there. We still might want to manipulate this a little bit in Canva. But yeah, this is a really great iteration of this particular prompt as well within ChatGPT and also within Ideogram too. So let's try again with another prompt. So the next prompt we're going to do another example is a beachy boho vibe. And the prompt is design a coastal boho flat lay pregnancy announcement featuring a black sand coloured circular plaque in the centre. So we've got our theming there. We've got the main plaque in the centre. And then we're going to move on to the props. The props in this case are hand knitted baby booties, a sepia toned baby sonogram photo, and a small shell shaped rattle. And then we've got our accents here, which are the dried palm fronds, tiny seashells, and knotted jute twine are sprinkled around the frame. Then moving on to the backdrop and the lighting. The backdrop is light linen with a beach wash texture, softly lit with natural sunlight for a warm driftwood inspired vibe. And then of course ending up with square format. So now let's see how ChatGPT does with this now. So we're going to put that there. And now let's move on over to Ideogram again. Just paste that. We can keep it on realistic, or we could use auto if we wanted to too. So I'm going to try auto for this one. And then let's click generate. So I'm just going to pause and then come back when they are done. Okay, so with this second prompt, really lovely iteration of that. You can see all the different props, the accents, the middle, the center plaque as well, and those booties there. Again, really lovely output there. And then looking at the same thing within Ideogram, we can see there is a little bit of discrepancy here. For that one, we've got 3 booties there, which we don't need. But we've got this one that looks quite nice. The writing in the center is something we can remove definitely within Canva. This one, again, I think out of all of these, I would definitely probably use this one. Is really pretty. And then just bring it into Canva and do a little bit of tweaking. So with that being said, that is what we're going to do now. I'm going to show you how you can just edit these very lightly and then get that customization kind of caption on the plaque too. So in actual fact, when you are using Ideogram, it actually has an upscale feature within it. So that's really great. So you would just, before downloading, you would then upscale, and we want to have the resemblance at 100, and we want to have the detail at 100 as well. And then we'll click upscale, and then it's going to do that for us. So I'll do that with this image and the other image before bringing it over into Canva. But if you're not using Ideogram, then there are plenty of upscalers out there. But one that I found was imgupscaler.com. And so all you do is download your images from Ideogram and from ChatGPT, bring them over, choose your image, and then just upload that image there. Oh, as a free member, you can only process 1 image at a time. So we would then just do that. We want to go 400%, upload and start. But yeah, there are so many different upscalers. It's just, if you want efficiency and to not waste as much time, it might be worthwhile investing in an upscaler. I actually personally use Gigapixel, but it's a paid one-time fee, but it is really good. So we have uploaded this to this free upscaler. We are downloading that now. And as you can see, it's just really improved that clarity, the resolution, and the quality of the photo. And then you just continue to with all the images that you choose. And then from there, we would then bring that into Canva, and then I'm going to show you what we do then. And welcome back. We are going to be downloading the designs and then bringing them into Canva to do some editing and get them ready to sell on Etsy. So I've chosen this one that I'm going to bring into Canva. So I'm just going to download. And then we're going to do the same with this design over in ChatGPT. We're going to click on this here, which will allow us to download that as well. Now I am in Canva. I've opened up a design window and it's 3000 by 3000 pixels. So now I'm just going to click upload. I'm going to upload those 2 files that I downloaded from ChatGPT and Ideogram. And so now we've got them here. I'm going to extend this to feel that line there. And I'm going to do the same here. Then what I'll do is I'm going to edit. And I'm going to go to Magic Studio. And what I'm going to do is go to Magic Grab. And then, so this is a really cool feature. Unfortunately, I think it's only within the paid version of Canva, but I'm just going to say paid version of Canva can pay for itself 1,000 times over. So definitely suggest if you pay for anything, it is for the paid version of Canva. And on another note, you paid for this course. So I'm hoping that you are at that point where you're willing to invest a little bit more into your business as well. I would definitely suggest the paid version of Canva and also the paid version of Ideogram if you're really looking to make this a viable business. So I clicked the Magic Grab and then it's detected all of the different elements and items and images on this page. So as you can see, clicked over that and kind of highlighted it with the blue. Let's see if it's done with anything else. So I've now clicked individual elements and it's detected them. And so what I can now do is I can click grab. And then it means that I can move this element around, which is really cool. So all I'm going to do, I'm not going to move it around too much. I'm just going to allow it to just drink a bit more. You can even make it bigger, smaller. So it's a really cool feature and it just allows you to make those little tweaks to your particular design. Now, to be honest, within this design, there wasn't very much I wanted to tweak. Is we've got both socks there, we've got the really nice ribbon there. If anything, maybe I might want to move this envelope a little bit. So I'll go to edit, again, go to Magic Studio, Magic Grab, and then I'm going to just click on this envelope. And sometimes it only detects the text section, so we just want to make sure it's detecting everything we need. And then I think this over here. Okay, then I'm going to grab. And I should have included that rose there, so I'm just going to go back. I'm going to go to edit. There's a Magic Grab. And then I'm just going to choose all the bits that I need to grab, including the flower as well. In all honesty, this envelope is pretty fine where it is. It's just, I'm trying to just demonstrate how you can make those really cool changes if you need to. Like I said, this particular iteration, this Valentine's one, I think would be pretty darn decent. If you wanted to move this out a little bit more, then we've grabbed all those elements. If you wanted to make it a little bit bigger, that's an option as well, as smaller. But yeah, this Magic Grab feature is really valuable because it allows you to then just make those additional tweaks to your final design. So with this one, you might just want to do a few light edits. So again, go to Magic Grab. I think this mock is actually pretty decent as it is. So I'm just showing you what you can do if you need to. So we've got that shell there. And then you can maybe make it bigger, prominent, and then you could do that with all the others as well. So the next thing we want to do is to actually have that caption on that plaque. So the next thing we want to do is to add a caption to the plaque. So we want something there and something here. So for this Beachy Boho one, it would be something that makes the announcement emotional, heartfelt, but also personal. So for Beachy Boho, it could be something like, the tide is bringing us someone special, baby arriving the month of the year. And so a caption like this, add real charm, makes it relatable, it makes it Instagram, Pinterest worthy, and something that a parent can be proud to send to their friends and family. You definitely also want to make sure you include that in your mock-up for Etsy too. So let's say for this, the tide is bringing us someone special. So let's go back over to Canva. I'm going to click T for text. And I'm just going to type in the tide bringing us someone. And then I think I'm going to have special on its own line. So I'm going to click T for text again. Oops. And I'm going to type the special there. So I'm going to just make this a little bigger so it really fills out that design. And then I'm going to just copy and paste that. And then what else was on there? So baby arriving. So I'm just going to say Heidi arriving September, 2025. So I'm just going to make the line spacing a bit less. So I've got 1.17 there, so I'm going to do the same for the line spacing for that. And now I'm just going to choose a nice clear font. It's quite nice. So we will do the same for this one, doing this Alice and Alice. We're getting a little bit bigger. And then for this, I've got something handwritten. That's what I see works really well. So I'm definitely going to go with the majority there and do what already works. So Brittany, I think, is a good one to have. And then I just want to make that a little bit bigger. Maybe reduce the line spacing to 1. And then the same for this. In order to then just get that a little bit all spaced. So as you can see, we could, I think it's better on 3 lines just so that the text is legible enough and we've got the special there. So the tide is bringing us someone special, baby arriving, and that is there. So what we might want to do for this is we might want to make the plaque smaller. So what we're going to do is go to edit, go to Magic Grab, Magic Grab, and then we're going to grab that. We're going to grab that booty, we're going to grab that booty. We're actually going to grab this envelope as well. And then to grab. And then just reduce the size a little. Just a tad. And then position it backwards so that we've got it behind the writing. And there we go. So that's really cute. The only other thing you might want to do is just have it all on two lines. This then really just depends on you and what you prefer. And then for this section now, what we would then do is we'd go to edit again, and grab, and then we're going to just grab this. And then all that's going, so that all that is for then to be able to move it around. So now, in order to make it editable as well for the sonogram, is we would then go to, we'd then just go and get a frame. Let's check. We type in frame, put it on its axis a bit, overlay it where it needs to be. So by manipulating certain aspects of this picture, you're then able to then move things around and then get this frame in here as well. So I brought the frame in, I just superimposed it on top of that sonogram there, put it into place, and then sent it behind this plaque there. And so all that will happen is you just type in your photo, bring a random photo, and so the person can then superimpose there. So basically, by using the Magic Grab feature within Canva, I've been able to just edit some of the features that are within the images, and then with this plaque in the middle, you can see where it's Magic Grabbed it, and I've been able to superimpose a frame into where the sonogram was, and so that's where the parent or the carer will then drag and drop their own picture into there, and then they will be able to edit the words they need to, and when the baby is writing. And then when we do this Valentine's one again, using that Magic Grab feature again, I've been able to grab certain features that I wanted to move around, and then added this really cute caption, this really cute saying on there as well, and then add this area, this frame for that sonogram to then just be edited into there. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how I get this ready to be uploaded to Etsy and how I upload it to Etsy with the deliverables as well. So just with the instructions that then let the user know how to use this template. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next time.